and some of my former teachers are here, so I really appreciate that. And after that, I knew I wanted to study accounting, so I went to the University of Illinois, which is the top school in accounting in the nation, if you didn't know that. And there I got my bachelor's in accounting, and then I went on and got my master's. So I graduated in 2011 from the U of I with my master's. The interesting thing was I had already learned, though, a few years earlier that I didn't want to do accounting. I realized that it was actually really boring, and I guess I have this outgoing personality that everybody talks about, so I decided not to do that. So I turned down a job offer with Deloitte & Touche, who's a big accounting firm in their Chicago office, and I decided to come back to Highland. And I didn't know what I was going to do, though. So I had a master's degree in accounting. I was taking the CPA exams. I passed all those in August, and I got a job waiting tables at Michael's. So, it was great. Same job I had when I was 18. So the pay didn't increase, I can tell you that. But yeah, I have spent most of my life here at the restaurant, to be honest, because this is where my parents spent most of their lives. But then after that, I went to Costa Rica in 2011 because I had studied abroad there. And it was there where I kind of felt God calling me to do more with my faith, and I wasn't sure what. But I knew that there was something that I was meant to do in my faith. And when I got back, my pastor introduced me to this school called Father McGivney Catholic High School, which was a school that had yet to open, yet to educate a single student, and didn't really have a place to start. So I said, sure, sounds good. I got nothing else going on. So I started volunteering with them in 2011. And then we opened in August 2012, and they said, hey, why don't you be our Director of Development and Finance? And I said, I don't think so, but thank you. And I actually did say no the first time, believe it or not. But then they called back again and said, hey, we really need somebody. Would you be willing to do this? And I said, okay, I'll give it a shot. I said, I don't like fundraising, but I'll do my best. And so we were there for 3 years, and it's crazy. We had 19 students with our first class, 6 classrooms in this little wing of a renovated grade school. And now you fast forward, and 3.5 years later, we have 125 students. We're in a brand new $8 million facility in Glen Carbon, and we have over 12 different classrooms, our own huge gymnasium, a beautiful chapel. So this is kind of what I've just given my life's work to so far. And it's kind of crazy to think what can come from not knowing what you want to do in your life and just going to a simple lunch with somebody and them introducing you to a Catholic high school. So that's kind of what my work's been so far, but it's always knew I've had this feeling to serve. So when I met people like Mike Babcock and Chris Slusser and Kurt Prenzler and Doug, and there was an opportunity to get involved in politics, it right away perked my ears up because I knew that was yet another way to serve people. It's a very different way than serving in the church, but it's yet another way to fight on behalf of the people and to help people. And it's kind of what I've always viewed my life's mission about. So it's one of the main reasons why I'm running. I also was kind of oblivious to what was going on at the county level. So that's another reason why I got in, because I know when you look at Northwest Highland and then St. Jacob, Marine, Alhambra, and Southern Livingston, that's a pretty conservative district. It's a lot of small town folks, hardworking people, farmers, and I know those people definitely aren't the types of like the tax and spend liberals. So when I found out that my opponent was a big backer of Alan Dunstan and voted for things like our 1% sales tax increase that Mike and Chris brought up, and voted for property tax increases year after year. And then when our county, we have $140 million in its portfolio, I believe a little bit over that, $140 million, and in January, they just voted to increase fees by $500,000 every year. So as a CPA, I just don't even know why you would do that. When you have $140 million, you have a budget surplus of $3 to $4 million every year. Why would you vote to increase fees by $500,000? It just doesn't make sense to me. And when I found that out, I was like, gosh, somebody should really run against her. And that's Chris and Mike and Doug were like, yeah, that's you. I was like, okay. So here we go. I guess this is what brings me here. And as Chris said, there is a legitimate shot to take back the board. We do have 5, if not more, legitimate challengers, along with Kurt Prenzler. And if our combination can really, I think, help stop the fee increases, stop the tax increases, and as Kurt Prenzler said, like as I mentioned, he was just here last week, he talked about you could literally reduce the county's portion of the levy by 10%, and you wouldn't have to cut a single job or reduce a single service, not a single one, because that's what the budget basically padded by $3 to $4 million every year. So you could literally cut it by 10%. So they're kind of touting this 2.3% tax decrease, but it really should be more like 10. And I guess that's the unfortunate part about it. So that's something that we're all calling for. And I really believe that on any board, any company, people that are in business here, you have to have somebody that understands accounting and finance. And I really believe that as a CPA, that I can use the financial skills that I've spent years studying and working with at Father McGivney to really help challenge the status quo and to try to save the taxpayers some money. So that's another reason why I'm running, because there's not a CPA on the board. There's nobody with a master's degree in accounting. Not trying to say that I'm somebody special, but I can see where it can be beneficial to have that asset on there, looking at the numbers, finding ways to save money. So that's another reason why I really wanted to get involved. Final reason really is, this is Michael's Restaurant. I always say for my friends that don't know it, it's the Republican headquarters in Highland. And it might be the Republican headquarters in Madison County. I don't know. We have all sorts of different elected officials come through here for fundraisers. And my grandpa, I just remember stickers everywhere. The only one that I vividly remember was honk if you slept with Clinton. That's the only one. That's neither here nor there. But that is what I do vividly remember in his office all the time. Yeah, so my dad's all laughing at there. But I would be the 4th generation restaurant owner, and just coming from a family of hardworking people. I've watched my mom and my dad work 60, 70, 80 hours a week, and they're 63 years old. And I really am just tired of seeing them pay more and more taxes to the federal government, the state government, and every other taxing district there is in the state of Illinois. I just don't think the county should add any more of a burden than what they already have. And I know what we've, yeah. So I'm really, part of the reason is I'm running for them, I'm running for my grandpa who since passed away, but those types of things, I really believe in that. So the biggest thing is, so what's actually going to take the win? So what I've learned is you really need money to buy things like yard signs, door hangers, and to do mailers. So I'm not paying money to some consultant. I'm using myself and Chris and their knowledge. Your contributions tonight literally go to yard signs, door hangers, and mailers. Those are the 3 things. Nobody's making any money off this. So if you can contribute, I would really appreciate it. I guess that's kind of the part that nobody likes to talk about, but money is a big part of it. The other thing that you can definitely do is even bigger, is you can help promote me to your family and friends. And you can do that by taking a yard sign. As when you signed in tonight, you could have saw a place to mark that you'll take a yard sign. And I have a handful of them over here already. But you can either take one tonight or just say you want one, and I would be more than happy to. I'll drive by and put one in your yard and take it in for the primary, and then I'll grab it back and put it out in the general. That would be fantastic. Another way to do it, it's 2016, so Facebook. If you can like my page on Facebook, it's David Michael for Madison County Board. I'll probably keep it pretty quiet until about August and September. Then I'll probably have a lot of shares and posts. So if you could maybe like that and then spread the word to your family and friends on Facebook, I'd appreciate it. I guess a big thing too, if you can sign up on the sheet too to walk in either parades this summer, or even spend one Saturday with me, just one Saturday for a few hours to maybe just flood a precinct with door hangers or flyers, that'd be great. So just mark in there if you want to be a volunteer. I'm not going to send you a ton of emails or anything like that, but it'd just be things like that I'd be asking for. So yard sign, volunteer to walk with me, like my page on Facebook, and contribute financially. Those are the ways to really help. I guess there is one more. The last thing, probably most important, I love Father McGivney Catholic High School. I'm busy there. I'm actually in grad school too, getting my master's, my second master's that is. So I'm really busy, and I know I'm going to need a lot of prayers because there's a big challenge, and I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do it all, but I know I'm going to do it all. So if you're praying folk, please send some prayers up to the big man my way. And I guess that's it. So last but not least, just thank you very much for coming. Again, I really appreciate the McGinley dealership and Cordy LeJohn for sponsoring the event tonight. And God bless.